All right, you guys, welcome to our second webinar series with SDAR, San Diego Association of Realtors. We are doing a social media success workshop series, and we felt like this was a really great time to put on these webinars, workshops virtually, because this is the best time to really hunker down, as people are saying, and focus on growing your business and working on your social media marketing. How many of you have said over and over again that you really want to update your social media and you really want to get it up to date so that you're consistent and you're constantly attracting people, but you just don't have the time? Well, if that's ever been you, this is the best time to do it. There are no live networking events happening right now. There are no live conferences and events, and there are no caravans and all the other things that you normally do for networking and growing your business. Right now, they're not happening, which is why things you do online are amplified even more. So right now is the best time to be a resource. It's the best time to network on social media. So I'm really happy to be here to guide you through all these steps. Today, we're going to be talking about social media success with Facebook Live. Last week we did Instagram, and next week we will do YouTube. So if you guys are just joining in, I have everyone muted so far. If you're not muted, please go ahead and mute yourself. And I will be taking questions at the very end. But let's go ahead and jump right in. And I want to welcome you guys here and just get a little bit of an idea of what's going on with everyone. So type in the chat box, what's your favorite thing about virtual meetings? I know right now we're probably getting inundated with them. Our whole workday maybe is virtual meetings, but what's something cool? What's something positive that you enjoy about virtual meetings? Let me know in the chat and I'll kind of sound off some of the comments that I see coming in. I know for me, one of my favorite things about virtual meetings, and I've been doing these for years. I've been doing virtual social media consulting for 10 years. So this is not new to me. I love this. Pamela, I can stay in my PJs. Michael says sweatpants. So you save time driving is what Mana says. Awesome. These are all awesome reasons. Tim says, I enjoy the chat box so you can have a sidebar with someone else on the call. Yes. And I want you guys to take advantage of the chat. Okay, see who else is on here. Make sure you're networking and connecting with everyone, because this is the way to network right now. Again, we're not going in passing out business cards, but see who else is in here. A lot of you guys found me through SDAR. I'm also curious how some of you guys found, other people found out about the webinar. So type in the chat. I don't have this as a set question, but type in the chat how you found out about this webinar. Maybe it was from another organization, Facebook, SDAR, my newsletter. Okay, great. So there's lots of other ways people have been finding out about the newsletter. Steven says Keller Williams of El Cajon promoted it. Afshan says she's working from home. Steven says my email. So I'm promoting this everywhere. And as you can see, our main partner is SDAR, but I'm also promoting it on my own. These are things you want to keep in mind. When you are having, John Austin says, Dove Library presentation. Alicia says, I was a restaurant owner, and Aquino Trial Services, SDAR. Awesome. So if you guys are promoting something online, you want to think about the different ways you can promote it. Social media is one way you can promote it, but you can also do it through newsletters. You can also do it through partnering with different affiliates in different organizations, you know, partnering with your escrow person, partnering with your lender. There are many ways to get the word out there online, and you can make it just as powerful as if you were doing in-person networking. All right, so second question that I actually have set here is, do you have a Facebook business page? And if yes, please share it in the chat. I think I clicked something where I started drawing on myself, but type in your Facebook business page in the chat if you have it. Either put the link or you can put the name of the business page, and this will help us network. Feel free to go through the chat, maybe connect with some people on here, like their page. Yes, Vicky Vandriff Properties. Yes, David Taxer Properties. What else? I know some of you guys, more of you guys have your Facebook pages. Alicia put the link there. Aquino, I think I'm everything around Trials. Stephen has his Financially Fit Experience. I see someone putting that. Hazel has that. And Carly, Carly's answering the previous question on her favorite things about webinars, saving gas money and getting more tech savvy. Also, it is cool that names appear on pictures in a way that I feel more intimate. So I'm getting to hear from people that I may not have had an opportunity to. Awesome. So Carly works in escrow. So she's someone that you might want to connect with. And she has her own hashtag, close it with Carly. So that's something memorable to have. And if you've worked with me one-on-one, which Carly has and some of you other people here, you know that I'm all about helping you create something that will help you stand out with your brand. Kelly says, Rob and Kelly Realtor. So thank you guys all for sharing that. Now let's go ahead and make sure that we are connected. So if you are connected to me on Facebook and Instagram, I'm Marketing Melody. If you're not, make sure you go and jump on Facebook and like my page, Marketing Melody, and follow me on Instagram. I post a lot of free resources in addition to all the events and webinars I'm doing. I also post tips, and I also post things that you can't find anywhere else if you want to consistently be updated with social media news, with new things to do about social media. I also integrate what I do personally, so you'll see some things about my personal life, and I'm all about creating a personal brand that's integrated into my business grant. So make sure you're liking my Facebook page and following me on Instagram if you haven't already. And do you guys see a line? I feel like there's a line with this green line on the page. I don't know if you guys can see it. I see it on my webinar screen. I'm gonna turn it off and pull it back up, but let me know if you guys see this green line that is across the screen. So I don't know if it's just mine or if it's because everyone can see it.
I can see it, Melody.
You do see it.
But it's not very distracting. It's not a big deal right now.
Let me close it off. I'm gonna see if there's any way that I can get rid of that green line. I just noticed it. Even when I was doing a test earlier today, it did not show that. Okay. All right, I closed it. I have no idea why there's that green line there. Here, you guys are gonna just see the background image of this. I'm gonna just close it and turn it back on. But in the meantime, you guys, feel free to keep typing in the chat box. Now, if you don't have a business page, I highly recommend signing up for a business page. If you are doing business on Facebook, Facebook doesn't like if you're constantly using your personal profile to promote your business. So they do highly recommend having a business page. And I still see the green line. It looks like it's just on my screen, which is kind of odd. So I'm gonna unplug the screen. We'll see what happens here. All right, thank you guys for dealing with these technical difficulties, which sometimes come up in live webinars. So I am back on. Do you guys still see the green line?
No, it's gone now.
Okay, let me pull back up the slide then. Guys, thank you so much for your patience with this. I think we're back in business. So you guys see the screen? No green line? All right, so last thing I mentioned is to make sure we're connected on Facebook and Instagram. I do post exclusive sources on there that you can't find anywhere else. And I know some of you guys, I see you in the background still, so if you're not muted, feel free to mute yourself so we don't get that background noise. I'm gonna click mute all again because it gives you the option to unmute yourself, which I do have that just in case you guys wanna jump on and ask questions. So let's take a look and make sure if we're in the right place for the webinar today. So I want to get a show of hands, which right now is a show of people in the chat. Type in the chat box the number of any or all of these that might apply to you. Okay, number one, you've never done a Facebook Live video before. If you've never done a Facebook Live video, there's no shame in that. That's why you're here to learn how to do them. Type in the number one in the chat box if you've never done a Facebook Live before. All right, so I see a handful of people typing in the number one. All right, great. I'm so glad you're here because we'll go over how to get started on that. Number two, you have done Facebook Live, but you don't do it consistently. How many of you have done it before, but you're not consistently doing it, or you don't have a strategy on how to do it? So Maggie says, I've done it once. Afshan says number two. I see a lot of twos here as well from Bonnie. All right, how about this third one? You have done a Facebook Live, but you don't understand all of the features. So this can be if you've never done one, or if you have done one, but you just don't understand all the features on it. And Steven's question was also vertical or horizontal, which is better. So I'll go through all of that once we go through how to do them. Mana is saying, I don't understand all the features. So number three for a lot of you guys. So a lot of you guys typed in at least one of these, 1, 2, or 3, or maybe some of you had more than one. So that's great. This is the perfect place for you to be, because I'll be going over how to be consistent with it, all the features, and why it's going to be important for you to integrate this strategy. Most people in general do not have a consistent Facebook Live strategy, even though it's the type of strategy that gets more views than any other type of content you post on Facebook. Now, if you've taken my webinars before or my workshops, you know that my goal is to teach you 1 or 2 things, little nuggets that you can learn and execute right now. It's not this theory-based class where maybe you'll learn later. I want you to learn things that you can execute right now. So if that is something that you're able to do, I will definitely consider this a success. And I like the word now, because for me, it stands for no opportunity wasted. So as soon as you get off this webinar, you should be able to execute 1 or 2 things that you've learned, or even during the webinar. All right, next thing I want to share, and I kind of touched on this already. Now, this was a survey done in 2017, but the numbers just keep growing. The number 1 type of content people want to see from a business or brand is videos. Next is newsletters. So we haven't done one on newsletters, but I'll share some information with you about that at the end. After newsletters is social media images, and after that is social videos. Now, when they say social videos compared to videos in general, social videos are videos that are just made for social media, but then videos in general are videos you can repurpose. And by doing Facebook Lives, you can repurpose that video in so many different ways, which I'll go over. And then next is articles, and then next is downloads. But you can see the main content that people want to see for businesses and brands are videos, yet so few people are consistently doing them to grow their business, even though it's the number 1 thing people want to see. So why is Facebook Live so popular? I want to talk about this for a second before we dive into how to do it yourself. Facebook Live is unedited, raw footage that humanizes your brand. It is what's happening now. It is not a perfectly polished video that was pre-recorded, which that's great too for different reasons. But Facebook Live really gives people a glimpse into your everyday life and how you operate. So it's something people can really relate to. And when people can relate to your content more, they're more likely going to want to buy from you, and they automatically feel more connected to you. So keep this in mind, because Facebook Live really is a great way to showcase things behind the scenes. If you're doing house tours, or if you're doing renovations, you know, sometimes people like to see things that aren't just the perfectly polished sold home or the perfectly polished listed home. They want to see things that maybe it's construction, maybe things aren't that perfect right now. Another reason is that videos on Facebook Live are interactive, so you can ask and answer questions. Similar to how I'm running this webinar, on Facebook Live, it's really cool because you can be making a video and then someone can jump in, you can say hello to that person, you can interact with them, and it makes people feel like they're a part of the conversation. So people feel like they're a part of the conversation, they're more likely to feel that connection with you. And most of you here work in real estate, some of you work in different industries, but in real estate, it's all about building personal connections. So when people need your service, you're top of mind. Real estate isn't an industry where someone just wakes up and decides that they want to buy a house and spend $1 million. It's something that takes time, which is why it's important for you to be there for them when they need it. It keeps you on Facebook. So this is a reason that Facebook loves Facebook Live videos, because when you're going live, you stay on Facebook and you're not necessarily directing people off of Facebook. So Facebook themselves will give more weight, more credibility, and more clout to Facebook videos, especially live videos that are on Facebook. If you've ever noticed that if you post links to videos on Facebook, but it's a link to your YouTube channel or a Vimeo or something else, those videos won't get as many views or visibility than if you upload a video organically directly on Facebook. And also if you upload a video live. The live videos that stay on your feed do end up getting a little bit more of a boost. So this is an organic way to grow your Facebook views and views on your posts without having to pay for advertising. So let's go ahead and dive right in and talk about how you can get started on Facebook Live. So how many of you are just afraid to go live? And that's something that most people are afraid to do. If you're afraid to go live, let me know. Maybe it makes you nervous. Maybe you feel like, you don't want to mess up, or maybe your hair is not done right. So I see a lot of yeses, and I myself am not someone who, Steven says, I used to, but not anymore. I love that. So why are you not afraid anymore? And I'll share why for me. I used to hate going on camera, and I still really dislike watching myself on camera. So after I do something on video, I hate rewatching it because I always cringe when I do. But I realized that going on video and being on video, even though I get nervous doing it, I get more visibility and more views, and it really helps my business. So I'm thinking in terms of what is going to really help my business move that needle, and that's being on video. Amana says, I've gotten over my fear by doing it, but I do it from my phone and upload it to YouTube usually. That's great. And most people do it from the phone. In fact, I'm going to show you how to do it from your phone today. So getting over your fear of Facebook Live is the first step. Just knowing that it's okay if you mess up. It's okay. I've had my camera fall over. I've had people interrupt my live stream, and that's okay. Someone says, I don't like my voice. It's okay if these things happen, because that is part of the nature of Facebook Live. When you are live, anything can happen at any time, which is the beauty of it. People like to see that authenticity of what's really going on live. So what can you do if you're afraid to go on, but you feel like this is something that you want to start doing to really grow your real estate business or your small business or any business that you're in? So how do I get over my fear? Here are a couple things that you can do. Number one is to have a strategy. So even though these are live videos, it doesn't mean that they haven't been scripted or organized before you go live. So if you're going to go live, I highly recommend taking either a mental check, or if it helps you to write things down, jot down 1, 2, or 3 things that you want to make sure that you mention in your live. For example, if you are hosting an open house and you want to go live at the open house, before you click that live button, take a mental note and think about, okay, what are the 3 rooms I want to showcase when I go live? So you can start with maybe the kitchen and then the backyard or the living room, but have those in mind before you go live, so you're not just aimlessly walking around with a camera wondering what to say. Also, if you have an intro, maybe you want to introduce where you're at or where the property's at, you want to make sure that you have that in mind and you've memorized the address before you go live. Any small details like that, including websites you're linking people to or contact information, you want to make sure that you have that in mind of what you want to say or connect people with before you go live. If you can have a strategy for that specific live video, even if it's just a 3-minute video, that'll make things a lot easier when the live camera goes on. Now also, some of us get shy when the live camera goes on, and we might get nervous and we might forget what we wanted to say. By jotting down some bullet points on a notepad and having a couple notes, you can always go back to your notes. You can always go back to those bullet points and remember and kind of go back to what you may have forgotten. And if you forget something, it's totally okay. People are able to understand and forgive that because they know that you are live. And most people who see you live, they themselves probably don't want to go live and they're nervous about it. So people all understand. So having a strategy is the first thing. I would say if you plan on going live because you've never done it before after this webinar, first thing you want to do is jot down a couple things you want to make sure that you say on live. One thing that I always recommend doing is having an intro and an exit. So I always say, hi everyone, it's Melody Tao with Marketing Melody, marketing your way to success. And I always have that intro because not everyone knows me when they're watching the live video. Not everyone has heard of me before. Not everyone understands what I do. So I do an intro so that people know who I am. So that's the first thing, is to have a strategy. Next thing is that practice makes perfect. Okay, so if you've never done live videos before, I highly recommend doing a practice before you click the live button. Just like what I said right now, practice an intro of what you're going to say. It's really important to introduce yourself, and I want you guys to practice this even when it's not on a live video. So even on a webinar, before you talk, it would be helpful for me to know who's talking because I can't see everyone on the screen. So if you say, hi, it's so-and-so, I'm with this company, that gives a little bit of a background to where your question's coming from. It lets other people in the room know who you are, and it also is a way to network and get your name out there. So always do this on your live video. Have an intro, even if it's just your name and your company. Also, always have an exit. I just do the same exit. I will say once again, this is Melody Tao with Marketing Melody, marketing your way to success, and that's my tagline. I have a similar intro and similar exit every single video, so I know there's a way to come in and a way to close my video. But I highly recommend practicing your intro and your exit, and then maybe a couple of the bullet points that you have. So does anyone do this with videos? Does anyone have an intro when they jump on any videos or jump on anything? I do this for everything. Even if I'm at an event and I'm listening to a workshop and someone says, does anyone have any questions? I will raise my hand and say, I'm Melody Tao, my company's Marketing Melody. And here, I do this all the time. Does anyone else do this? Let me know, yes or no. Alicia says, I'm not consistent. So Vicki says no. But if you think about this, Steven says, I do, but nothing's ever perfect. I forget one point every time. No, but I should. No, no, no. So this is a tip just for marketing in general, not just for videos, but especially for videos. Maggie says when she does pre-recorded scripts, even if you're not doing a pre-recorded, if you're just jumping on live because you're showcasing an open house or you want to take people along with you on a caravan, always do an intro and an exit. People watching it later will appreciate that. So that's the first thing, is practicing that intro and exit, and practice is what will make perfect. And that'll make you feel a lot less nervous when the live camera goes on. All right, so here's another tip on how to get over your fear. When you first do your live video, I recommend, if you're really nervous about it, to share it to a smaller audience. Now, I recommend doing the live videos on your business page if it's for business. However, you can practice it on your personal profile. On your personal profile, when you click to go live or when you click to share anything, there's an option on who you want to share it to. You can share it to a small list of people if you have a list made for maybe your family or maybe your close friends. You can share it to no one and just yourself. That's something you can do just to practice that action of going live, is to click that share button and change the settings so that it's only shared to you. No one else will see it. You have to remember to change that setting back when you're actually posting something that you want to share, but practice doing it to a smaller audience on your personal profile, and then also practice maybe even just doing it to yourself if you don't want people to see it. Now, another cool thing about Facebook Live is that if you go live and you really don't like the video and you really are just thinking, oh, I messed up, I don't want people to see that again, you don't actually have to post the live video. Anyone who was on that live who saw you go live will have seen it. But if you're just starting out, maybe one or two people have jumped in, maybe not a lot of people have seen it. You don't actually have to keep the video on your timeline. I'll plug in my phone after I go through these tips and show you how you can do that. But again, if you go live and you really messed up and you want to start all over, just end it, don't post it, and start all over again. So knowing that might ease some anxiety if you're afraid to go live. Okay, so let's actually go live, and I'll teach you guys and walk you guys through some steps. Let me plug in my phone. And you can do it on the computer. I'm going to teach you on the phone because I'm using my computer for this webinar. And most of you guys are going to be going live on the go, and you might not have a connection with your computer. So most of you who are going to go live will be doing it through your phone. Has anyone gone live on their computer before? I feel like it's not as, so people are shaking their head no. I feel like they are going to be rolling out. Vicky says, can you show us how to go live on the business page? Yes, I'll show you how to go live definitely on the business page. They are rolling out some more features right now to allow you to be able to add more elements of going live. You can set up certain backgrounds, you can pull people in. Right now, that's not rolled out to everyone. So it's something that's in the work. So pay attention to that because Facebook is still actively working on their live platform and they're still trying to make it more applicable to people. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can share my phone with you guys. Let's see if this works. Do you guys see my phone right now? Let me know if you can see my phone, just so I make sure before I continue on. I'm seeing some nods, I'm seeing some people.
Yes, yeah, yes, I can see your phone, Melody.
Okay, perfect. So thank you guys for confirming that. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on the Facebook button here. And this is my personal profile that comes up. Okay, when you go on your personal profile, this is the live button. Okay, so here is what I was talking about, where I can choose who I want to share it to. So I'm not actually going to go live, but I can type in a description. Now this is the caption, and then you click Start Live Video. However, if I'm just doing a test and I don't want people to see it, I click on the top up here. So you see at the very top, it says right now it's shared to public. My post in my story, I'm going to click on that drop down triangle. And then I'm going to just say only me. I only want myself to see it, or only my friends, no public people. You can choose that. You can also choose to go live in groups. So this is a San Diego real estate friends group.
But your phone's not, it's not advancing. All I see is your home screen.
Oh shoot, all right, let me try that again. So you guys don't see anything right now?
Just your home screen.
Still just the home screen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see. You guys see it now? I tried to change a setting.
Yes.
Okay, so now I'm on my personal profile.
Yes.
I'm going to click the live button. This is if you want to practice. You guys still see it following me? On this upside down triangle up here, you click on the only me button, and then now it'll be shared to only me, or I can share it to my friends only, or it can be public. But that's how you can test it out. You can also click on this share and maybe to a group. I want to do it to the San Diego Real Estate Friends group and the Social Media Strategist group. So I can share it to specific groups. So the groups is a way to get it to a smaller audience as well. And then here's where you would type in a description. That's going to be the caption, and then you can start the video. Now on your personal profile, there's a lot of different features you can do. You can add on these backgrounds, you know, like the diamond here. I can add these fireworks. Now I'm not going to worry about these. I don't go live on my personal page very often. I go live on my business page and I share it to my personal page. So I'll show you that. So to go live on your business page, I'm going to hop over to my business profile. And again, if you don't have one, I highly recommend creating a business profile. I'm going to click over to my business profile. And so this is my business page now. I'm going to go ahead and click this publish button under contact us, this publish button. Now this is where I'm going to be creating a post. It's just like a regular post you would create. I'm going to choose the live video option. And for me, I, on Facebook, like to do it horizontally. Okay, the reason why I like to do it horizontally I'm actually going to switch it so it's not just me. So let's look, I'm recording. Oh, wow. This is like some Inception thing. You guys see that? You can see the screen and the screen and the screen. So maybe I'll switch it back. So the reason why I like to go live horizontally is because it allows me to have more opportunities to repurpose the video. Now, if I save the video and I upload it to, say, YouTube, it doesn't look as good if it is a vertical video because it has those black pillar boxes on the side and it doesn't showcase the full screen. So I like to go live horizontally on Facebook. And I think that is a way for you to be able to repurpose the video in a lot more ways. You can also, if you want to add on some crazy filters, you can do that as well. Again, not going to do that. Let's get rid of that filter. But a couple things to keep in mind when you are going live on Facebook. I think my screen paused again. All right, let me try to share that again. All right, do you guys see my phone again? I try to share it again. It paused again. I'm having a few little glitches here. Hopefully it goes back on. Do you guys see the phone screen?
It's black right now. The whole screen's black right now.
Let me try it again. Okay, so people are asking me to redo what I shared just to get a better idea. All right, let me try to get this screen shared again. And we'll get back up. All right, you guys see it now? Do you guys see it again?
Yes.
Okay, so I had a few questions in the chat of people who want me to show that step again. And don't worry if you don't get every step. This is recorded and I'll send the replay to everyone. Okay, so I'm on my personal profile. And if you want to do a live on your personal profile, this is where what's on your mind, create an update, click the live button, and you can create the video here. You add a description. The description is the caption that people see. And then you also can decide who you want to share it to. You can share it to your friends only. And you do that by, on the very top, it says to. That to button on the top left corner is where you decide who to share it to. If you want to practice, click on only me. If you want to share it to a smaller audience in a Facebook group you belong to, you click on the Facebook group that you want to go live on. This is for your personal profile. I go live on my business page. Okay, so I'm going to click done. I'm not actually going to go live here. So I'm going to click over now to my business page. And again, if you guys are not following me, make sure you connect with me on business page because that's where I'm going to be posting a lot of tips. And I'll show you how to edit a video on there after I do this share. You're going to click on your business page. On the business page, you're going to either go to create post or publish. Either of those will work. I'm going to click the publish button. This is just like if you were to do any post. If you were to do a post of a video, a static video, or a photo. A couple questions that I'm seeing here to share to a select audience again. So I did that. I'll do that at the end again. Some people are asking me to demonstrate it again, but let me get through this and at the end, I'll come back for more questions. So this is my business page. I'm going to click the live video button. I'm going to type in my description, which is the caption that shows up with the video. And I'm going to go ahead and start the live video after I do that. Now, I like to do it, as I mentioned, horizontally. In order to do it horizontally, you have to start horizontally. So click on the horizontal, like turn the phone horizontally before you start, but it's kind of hard to type horizontally. So I type the caption vertically and then I flip it horizontal. Now, if you start vertical, you cannot flip horizontal in the middle of the video. So make sure you start the video in the way that you want it to go live. So I'm going to start the live video and then I would say my intro. Hi, everyone. It's Melody Taub, Marketing Melody, Marketing Your Way to Success. Because I have bullet points in my mind, I know what I'll be talking about. So I'll say, today I'm going to be sharing with you 3 ways to go live to share your business. Number 1 way is going to be to just go live and get over the fear. Number 2 way is to go live and showcase some behind the scenes. And the number 3 way is going to be to feature someone else. So these are just 3 things I made up. I'm going to, each point, I kind of went through them fast. I'm going to go through them. And then at the end, I'll say, thank you so much for joining in. Melody Taub, Marketing Melody, Marketing Your Wedding Success. If you want to contact me, you can, here's my phone number, or however you want people to contact you, you can say that. If you're doing, say, an open house, or if you're doing, say, showcasing homes, maybe in a caravan, you can do something and you can say, hey, everyone, so-and-so from One Shop Realty. We're going to go ahead and take you through an open house today of this brand new listing that I have in the Del Mar area. I first want to showcase the beautiful kitchen, then I'll go through the backyard, and then I'll show you the front yard. So you want to have those things in mind, and you can say something, you know, if you want to stop by, the address is this. At the end, say the same thing. Say, thank you so much for joining. I'm so-and-so with so-and-so X Realty. Make sure you stop by the open house. Here's the address, and then close it. So you always want to have the intro and exit set up so that you know what to say. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here because I'm not actually going live right now, but I'll show you what it looks like after I go live and what you need to do with the video after you go live, okay? So after I took a screenshot of when I did this yesterday. After you go live, you're going to have a screen pop up, and this is very important to pay attention to. You're going to have, and this is just a screenshot that I took. You're going to have a screen pop up, and it's going to look like this. Okay, so this is a live video I did yesterday. When I ended the live video, this is what popped up. There is a button here that says post your video to your timeline. Do you guys see that? Post a video to your timeline. Someone's question was if you have an open house to post the address. Yes, that's a great idea to actually post the address in the description and caption. Now, if you guys, another question was, do you have a webinar class on best practices for setting up a Facebook business page? Now, I have done events on that before. Suzanne, contact me afterwards and I can share some information with you on how to do that. I'll also be offering you guys a special if you want to do any one-on-one sessions, so I can help you through that with the one-on-one sessions. But do you guys see this screen still where I'm sharing my phone? And you see the little button on the bottom that says post video to your timeline? So that's really important to check off if you want the video to stay on your timeline. This is also where I was talking about that, hey, if you mess up and you don't want it on your timeline, don't click it and it won't go on your timeline and no one else will see it unless they were live. So that's good to know if you feel like you messed up and you want to redo it or you just don't like the video. You either post it or you don't post it. Now the second button is upload in HD. I always check off the upload in HD button because it makes the video look a lot more clear and more bright and it just more visually appealing. So I don't have it checked off here in the screenshot, but always check off post your timeline if you want it there, and always check off upload in HD. So people usually skip over this. Okay, the other thing to keep in mind after you've done that, this is also really important. If you want to save the video, okay, so on the bottom you guys see some cropping, healing things. Don't pay attention to that. That's a video, that's a photo editing app. On the bottom of the upload in HD, you'll see the save button. You have to make sure you click the save button here if you want easy, quick access to the video. If you click this button, it'll save the live video on your phone in your videos, and now you can use that video, you can edit it, you can repurpose it, you can repost it in other places. Now, if you don't save it, you can go back and download this later. However, I've noticed that sometimes if you try to download videos on Facebook, it's a little bit more grainy, it's just not as clear. So to make it easier so you don't forget, just go ahead and click the save button that's directly on Facebook after your video goes live. And you'll see this screen pop up every time after you do a Facebook Live video. So the 3 important things, I'll repeat them again: post it to your timeline if you like it, upload in HD, and save the video. Then after you do that, you click the share button and it'll share it to your page and it'll stay on your page. If you don't like it, you will click the delete button and it'll disappear. So keep those things in mind when you're doing a Facebook Live. This is the end screen. A lot of people just kind of click out of here quickly and they don't do anything, and then they miss the option to use HD and they miss the option to save the video. All right, so now I want to take you to my Facebook business page. So I'm going to stop this share. Question: yes, Facebook Live is directly on the Facebook app. And Maggie says, this screen pops up when you finish your video. Yes, this screen is what pops up when you finish your video, so you won't see it unless you do a video, which is why I also encourage you to share a video. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop that share, okay? And then we're gonna go back to the slides. And I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to organize your video and optimize it after you have gone live. This is really important to do. After you go live, you want to make sure that you have a way to make the video so that it's searchable, so that people are able to use it as a resource, and so people can go back to it. So I'm going to pull up my screen, and I'm going to share my screen directly on Facebook. What I did yesterday was that if you guys got the email about this webinar, I made a Facebook Live video specifically for this webinar. I keep calling it a workshop. It's technically a workshop, but it's online. It's a webinar. I made this video so I could show you what to do on editing. So let me click over to my business page, and then I'll share my screen with you again. So with Facebook Live videos, there's a lot of opportunity to repurpose that video, and I'll show you that once I get the screen share up and running again. All right, so you should be seeing my desktop right now. Let me know if you see my desktop, which is going to be my business page. Some of you guys are nodding, so thank you for that. Okay, so here is my Facebook business page. I'm going to click, I have the videos tab and the live tab. So I'm going to click on the live tab because it's all my live videos. You don't have to have these tabs shown. There is a way to pick and choose what tabs you want visible here. I have the live because I have a lot of live videos. So this is a video I did yesterday, which was going live to give you a sneak peek of my Facebook Live webinar. So I'm going to click on my video that I did. And after you do a live video, to access it again, you'll go back and you'll click on it. That's what you guys will all do to have access to it. And then I'm going to go ahead and edit the video. But you're thinking, how do I edit the video? Now, keep in mind, if you do this on your personal profile, you will not have the option to edit the video. Okay, so you have to do it on a business page if you want to edit the video. This is why I also recommend a business page. So I'll show you again. I click on either my video section or my live videos. I click on the video that I just uploaded that I want to edit. And once I click on that video, how do I edit it? I'm going to scroll down on the, or scroll to the side rather, on the side of the video, there are these 3 dots. Okay, do you guys see those 3 dots? It's a little bit hard to see. I'm going to click those 3 dots. I'm going to click on the button that says Edit Video. Okay, so 3 dots after I click on the video and click on Edit Video. That will take me to a screen that gives me all of these editing features and all these ways to edit the video. And most people never know to go here because I see that they've never edited their videos. And this is a screen you want to go back to later. If you're doing a live video on the fly, you don't have time to edit it. Don't worry about it. Once you're at a computer later, that's where you can go on and edit the video. I just make it a habit to always go and edit your videos. You can add a title for your video. So I'm going to say sneak peek of Facebook Live webinar with SDAR. 3, actually, I'm going to call it a title that will stand out. I'm going to say 3 reasons to use Facebook Live. Okay, so now it's a title that people might search for. 3 reasons to use Facebook Live. Okay, you want to make sure you have a title because that does help with your search results on Facebook. Again, most people never have a title on their Facebook at all. So if you guys are following along, feel free to take screenshots of this, feel free to do clips of it. But again, you will also get the replay later. And then I mentioned before, if we're connected on Facebook and Instagram, feel free to post stories and tag me. I will share everything later that I see people tag me in, but this will help me be able to interact with you better and it'll help other people know about these future webinars that I might be doing. Okay, so first things first is title. Make sure you have a title. And then this was the caption you originally did. Maybe you did it really fast because you were at an open house. You typed the address, but that's it. You can go back and you can go in and edit it, and you can do a lot of other things with the video. So I said going live to give you a sneak peek of my Facebook Live webinar tomorrow. Sign up here. Okay, now that the webinar is live, I still want to make sure I edit this and I can put other resources. I can say, here is the replay for the webinar if you missed it. And then I'll put the link to the replay. I can also say, call me anytime and put my phone number on here. A lot of real estate agents, you want to put your phone number all the time because people don't like searching for phone numbers, and you want to be reachable. And if you know, working in real estate, people just want to be able to have access to you 24/7. Maybe they'll be calling you at midnight or really early in the morning, but that's the nature of the business. So you can type in anything else that you missed here. I like to put links. I like to put resources. It can be as long as you want. You can type in anything, but this is where you can edit the actual description. So I highly recommend doing this after you go live, because usually when you're going live, you only have time to type in maybe one sentence and not all the information that you want to get across. Probably your license number is an important thing to put on here as well. So now that I've edited the description, I'm going to delete it because I'm not actually doing it right now. Here are other things that you want to be mindful of. Underneath is tags. Now this is a way that people can find your video. It tags. You can say real estate San Diego real estate, luxury home Del Mar, whatever is your video is about, add a couple tags. Don't think too much about this because not a lot of people use the search feature on videos, but if they do, you want to stand out. So I'm going to say social media marketing, and you have to type in the tag and then click add new tag if it doesn't pop up. I'm going to type in Facebook Live. I'm going to add the tag, click on add the tag. I'm going to type in social media education as one of my tags, and I click add the tag. And now I have these tags on my video. No one will see these. These are more on the back end, but I would add a couple tags at least. Also, you want to make sure that you're always cross-promoting and tagging other people that might be involved in your video. So if you have anyone else in the video, you can tag that person in your post. If you're at a location, make sure you check in on the post. I'm just here in San Diego, so I'll put San Diego, California. But if you're in Del Mar, if you're at a specific business, always make sure you tag and check in. These are ways to give your video a little bit more of a boost and more visibility. This is another option. A lot of you probably will not have this because you work in real estate, so you're not selling products, but I can tag different products. So the products that I have, this is called a marketing success workshop and events. I would just tag that. I can have them for marketing success webinars. And now people can click on the tagged product and see the services tab on my Facebook profile. That's something you can do. Again, maybe you have a service listed that's a selling real estate, buying real estate. This is not going to be as relevant to you. It's more relevant to people that have a shop. So those are some of the features that are in the center. Always add a title. Always make sure you check your description. You can check in if it makes sense and tag people if it makes sense. And then after that, tagging some specific keywords. Okay, so now we're going to move over to the right-hand side over here under video details. Do you see the video details tab here? Let me know if you're following me. I see some chat going on. I'm not looking at the chat directly, but I promise I'll go through it and answer all your questions. Okay, so here's a couple questions that I'll go through. Michael, thank you for joining in. And Hazel says, if you post to your business page, are you able to share to your personal page? Yes, absolutely. I'll show you guys how to do that after you post your business page. In fact, when I go live on my phone, and if I have my computer, I actually will share it before I even start the live. So I'll show you guys how to do that after this. Steven says, what the? I never knew this. You can share it to your personal page after. You can, yes, absolutely. You can just share to your personal page. So here, I'm going to go to the video details. Okay, the first thing I wanted to click on is thumbnail. Now, Facebook always chooses a random thumbnail where I look funky in the video. They choose a random one. You can click on it and you can choose where maybe you look a little bit better, even though they all kind of look funky because I'm talking. Like this one's kind of a funny one. I have a funny face, but maybe I want that to be my thumbnail. This is the image people see when they click on your videos, is the thumbnail. what you can do is choose a thumbnail, or you can upload a thumbnail. Okay, you can upload one that you create. I have a site that I use called Canva. I don't do this for my Facebook videos, but I do it for my YouTube videos, which I'll show you guys next week in the YouTube webinar. I don't create the thumbnails here, but you can. And a thumbnail is an image you create that's going to be a little bit more professional, and it's going to look a little bit better when you upload it. So I can either choose one screen here, or I can add an image to be the thumbnail. And I can decide what I want the thumbnail to be. Once I choose the thumbnail, I can save it here. Before I save it, I'm going to go to the next thing you guys want to keep in mind. Now, the next thing you guys can do, and not everyone has all these features yet because Facebook is just rolling these out to everyone. You can do subtitles and captions. I always click on that automatically, so when someone is watching it as a replay, there's captions. The reason I do captions is because I know that people don't always look at their phone with the video on. So the captions help them. Now, the auto captions are not completely accurate, but I feel like it's close enough. So if I want to make sure that it's accurate, I'm going to click on the captions and I'm going to click this review and edit button on here on the bottom. So I'm going to click review and edit the captions, and it'll show me, oh, it's loading it, but it'll show me once it loads the captions for each clip. And so I can see already here, this is the first caption. They already spelled my name wrong. So I might want to go on here and edit it, and I want to just spell my name correctly. I click on it, and I'm going to spell it Melody. And then I'm going to go ahead and save that draft. So you can go in and edit the captions. Again, I don't do that because I feel like it's close enough, but you can. You can also upload your own captioning if you have a service that captions your videos. So I use that. There's also other things you can click on here. You can clip your video if I want to make it shorter, or I'll clip something out in the beginning. But again, these features, and I won't go through them because it's not available to everyone just yet. It's still something that's rolling out. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save all these edits that I made. And now my video is a lot more searchable. It looks a lot more professional. And, oh, you know, I didn't actually save the title. And it just looks a little bit more clean and clear on my Facebook profile. So now if I go back to my main profile, and I will wrap up soon because I know we have some questions, and I'm going to get you guys out of here not too much later after 11 because I know you guys are busy people here. I'm going to click back on my live video tab. Here are some older videos. Okay, so when I do a video, I always like to edit it. So I'm going to click on this video, and this is a video that I did that was not edited yet. So that's where I have the option again. You can click on here and click edit. Now, if I want to show you a video that was edited, I'll show you the difference on how that looks. Here's one. I believe this one should be edited. No, maybe not. Or edit video. If it's not edited, sometimes it'll take you to a screen like this to edit the video. But I'm trying to find one that's edited so I can show you what it looks like. So I'll have to go back and edit a bunch of my videos. And this is something that you don't have to do it right then and there. You can just do it when you have a chance. Nope, clicked out of there. Have any of you guys ever edited your Facebook Live videos, or even your Facebook videos? It doesn't even have to be a live video. You can edit your videos after you upload them. Have any of you guys done that on Facebook? So can you show where the edit button is again? Yes, I'll show where the edit button is one more time. Let me click on a video. So I'm going to click on a video, and when I click on the video, to edit the video, you are going to click on the top right side next to the video where it has the 3 dots. When you click on the 3 dots, then you click on the edit video button. Okay, and then it'll take you to a place to edit the video. Now this one is already edited, so it has the title, it has tags, and it has a description here that I edited, and it has a hashtag I was using because it was an event I was speaking at. So I'm going to save it after I edit the video. If you don't see the 3 dots, you might be doing this on your personal profile. It has to be on your business page, but click on the video first. The 3 dots should be on this right-hand side. I can also take a look for you later if you want to do something one-on-one, but I can't see your screen, so I'm not sure why you don't see the 3 dots, but this is where the 3 dots are on the side. All right, so let's go ahead and continue on. Again, I want to wrap up, so I'm going to stick around after for some Q&A, so I'm going to continue on. But those are things that you want to do with your video. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the share. Let's see. Do you guys still see the screen share? I'm back to my slides now. Do you guys see that? Okay, so now we've talked about organizing the videos. That's what we talked about. Next thing you want to do is that after you organize the video, you want to repurpose the video. Okay, so repurpose the video. And when I say repurpose, that means since you've downloaded the video, you can now use this video, save it. That's why we're saving it. Upload it to your Instagram. You can upload it to your YouTube. You can put it in a newsletter. You can edit it and put it on your Vimeo. All these different opportunities to repurpose your video, which is why Facebook Live videos are great, because not only are you doing them once, but you can use them as a video that can help you with your marketing over and over and over again, especially if you're sharing something insightful. Maybe you're sharing tips. Maybe you're sharing 3 tips on how to buy a house during a pandemic. Or maybe you're sharing tips on home improvement projects you can do while you're stuck at home. You use these videos and save them and repurpose them and post them to other outlets and other media channels. So let's do a quick recap here, and then again, I promise I'll stick around for some Q&A, but I do want to wrap up by 11 as much as I can before the Q&A in case anyone has to leave. The recap here was getting over your fear was number 1. Going live and actually doing it and showing you how to do it was number 2. Number 3 is to organize your video, which was the editing tools that I just showed you. Number 3 is to repurpose your, and Stephen, I see you have your hand raised. I promise I'll get to you after I do the ending, is to repurpose your video. These are the 4 things that you'll want to keep in mind when you have a Facebook Live video. I mentioned before in a beginning slide that email newsletters were the 2nd most popular thing that people want to see, and the 2nd most popular type of content for people to see from your business. So this is not a workshop or webinar about newsletters. However, I have a bonus course I'm going to offer you if you've not taken it. And it is a bonus course I've already created on newsletters. Now, this course is on a platform called LinkedIn Learning. If you have a LinkedIn profile, you will have access to LinkedIn Learning. Here's something to keep in mind. It is a paid course, but it is completely free if you have a premium account. Now, if you don't have a premium account, as a bonus and as a thank you for being on this webinar, I want to give you free access to this course. But listen carefully, because this is the only way you can get free access to the course. You have to connect with me on LinkedIn. So we have to be friends on LinkedIn, and then send me a message on there saying that you want my bonus newsletter course for free. It's a 30-minute course, so it's not too long, but it'll help you start thinking about how to build your newsletters. It's a free bonus that I'm offering everyone in this webinar as a thank you for being here, but you have to connect with me on LinkedIn to get the bonus course if you would like this. All right, you guys, this is what we've all been waiting for. The webinar content is done, but I want you now to type in any questions you have on the chat box. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the webinar as these questions come in, and then I'll go back and I'll take a look at all the questions you're asking. But type in your questions right now. I'm going to just do a quick wrap up and a quick intro for next week's webinar, but type in the questions right now and then I'll go through them. A lot of you guys had additional questions and were interested in some one-on-one help. So if you want some one-on-one help to set up your Facebook page properly, or to learn how to do live, or to even figure out your Instagram or anything social media related, I highly recommend signing up for my laser marketing sessions. These are one-on-one sessions. They're an hour long. We do them through Zoom. You don't have to go anywhere. I record them so I can send them to you later. And I'm going to be offering something very special to you if you check your inbox after the webinar. But during the sessions, I'll help you have fully optimized profiles on any platform that you want. I'll help you create content ideas so you always have something to share. and you're consistent, and I'll help you come up with a strategy for your specific business to generate more leads. And this is something that I offer to everyone, but if you're in the webinar, you can check out the link on my website down below for some more information. But again, pay attention to your email because I'll be sending out a very special offer as another thank you to anyone in here that wants to work with me one-on-one. And then I believe that's it. Next week, we're doing another SDAR webinar on YouTube. It's the same link to sign up. Just click on the YouTube button. If you haven't signed up, you can do that now. Or if you've already signed up, you should be getting a reminder before the webinar. Make sure you share this with your friends if you found this valuable. Next one will be on YouTube, so we'll be going deeper into how to optimize your YouTube videos and how to use YouTube. But I really do enjoy doing these, and any feedback will be really helpful. If you want to give me a review on Facebook or Google or LinkedIn, that's really helpful. Also, if you really like these webinars, talk to SDAR and let them know that you love these webinars and you want me to do more. So that's the only way that they'll hire me and bring me back to do more webinars for you guys, is if you guys give them good feedback. If you have your own organization, if you work as a lender, or if you have a real estate team, or if you work in escrow and you want to partner with me to create webinars, I do have sponsorships available, and I do have private webinars available that I can customize for your team. I've partnered also with NSCCAR, which I know some of you guys are in as well, and we just did a series of live workshops that right now we're not doing those, but make sure you keep up with the real estate organizations here if you want to see me in your organization, or if you want to see me on your team, because I'm open to doing these everywhere. Especially right now, I can't do any live events, so they're all virtual. But next week, join me for Facebook. And now, if you have stayed here through the whole thing, thank you. You can log off if you're done, or stay on, and I'm going to stick on for another 10-15 minutes just to do some Q&A. All right, so let me scroll through. There's a lot of questions popping up here. Stephen had his hand raised, so if you want to jump on and be still on here, go ahead and jump on with your question first, as you had raised your hand earlier.
I was just testing the hand, but thank you so much for
okay. You were just testing. It did work, because I did see it pop up that you were raising your hand. So, all right, so let me see here. Okay, Alicia says a follow-up small workshop where we could practice an intro and exit would be amazing, to be able to get constructive criticism tips. If anyone is interested in that, connect with Alicia and connect with me. Maybe that's something we can set up. It's just maybe a little mastermind. So would that be helpful for you guys to have a follow-up where we can just practice our intro and exit and everyone can kind of take turns? That could be something that I set up. And again, anytime I do a workshop, I'm always looking for sponsors and partners, because I do have to get paid somehow. So if you are interested in partnering or sponsoring, let me know. We can have a workshop that's just on that, practicing. That would be helpful. Hazel, I answered the question already on the edit button. See, you're asking about the LinkedIn course. Dorothy's question is how to get the LinkedIn course. We have to be friends on LinkedIn. So add me as a connection on LinkedIn, and then send me a message saying that I want the newsletter course, and then I will send it to you through that. It's a special link I have to create for the free access, so I can't just give you a link through the webinar, because I think it's a different link for everyone. If you do take my LinkedIn course, please do click the thumbs up button if you like it, and please do, on the very bottom, click the help feedback button and submit positive feedback if you enjoyed the course. That also helps me be able to do more courses on LinkedIn Learning. So anytime you can give positive feedback, it'll help me be able to create more of these resources for you guys. Someone says, I have a Samsung and could not find that button that allows me to go live. So it might be different depending on the different phone platforms you have, but sometimes it's just in a different place. Now, Yolande was your name. If you want me to show you, I'm happy to do that one-on-one separately, because I would have to have you share your phone screen with me to show you how to go live. But if you're not finding the live button, reinstall the Facebook app or upload the Facebook app, because sometimes an old app doesn't have all the features. I would recommend doing that to try to go live if you don't have access to it. Pamela's question was, do you recommend doing a Facebook Live teaser before a planned Facebook Live session, or should we just go live? Now, that depends. I have done teasers on my personal profile where I say, hey, everyone, join me at 10 a.m. today. I'm going to go live on my business page and share the following tips. It's something that I've done before. You will have to spend more time doing that. But I have gone live on my personal page to join me on my business page, and I'll link my business page so people see that on there. David says, Thank you for the great webinar. I highly recommend the one-on-one sessions. I've done 3 myself and I'm ready to do 3 more. Yep. So David is a client that I met through my SDAR workshops. I think I'm saying it right. And we've been working together one-on-one for the last couple months, and we've been able to get a lot done on his page. This David Taxer Properties. Here we go. Dorothy says, you're awesome. Thank you. I will talk to SDAR and Kevin, my broker. Yeah. And again, if you want to connect me with your broker, please send an intro email. I'd love to be able to chat with your broker about doing private workshops and webinars for your team, because I really customize each one. Next question. How do we sign up for next week's YouTube seminar? The YouTube seminar is on the screen that I have up right now. You will also be able to use the same exact link that you used for this webinar and click on the YouTube webinar option. Also, here's my contact information. So if you want to email me or connect with me on social media, just go ahead and add me, and you can always message me there. I am also on YouTube. I didn't share this before. If you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, feel free to do that, because I'm going to be sharing YouTube stuff next week. Now, I do not use YouTube necessarily for business a lot. So you'll see a lot of personal videos. I do a lot of videos of traveling with my family, but I will still be able to show you some of the videos that I do for my work. But feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and then next week I'll go through different videos on YouTube. But just keep in mind, you might see videos pop up of my daughter or of my travels, because I do post personal videos on there. Next question. All right, let me go ahead. I have a lot of questions here on the link, so I'm going to go ahead and just share the link if I can on the chat, so you guys can sign up for the YouTube one. So I will go ahead and type in the chat right now. So this is the link for next week's YouTube webinar. Okay, next question. When practicing live, do we put it to a select audience before we go live, or can we do that after? When practicing live, you have to set the audience beforehand. Otherwise, it'll go to the default audience. Steven says, recommendations on how to be consistent. Oh, you know what? I didn't share the link to everyone. I just shared it to one person. I'm going to share it to everyone. Recommendations on how to be consistent. So to be consistent with social media, whether it's video or post or anything, I would start by choosing one day of the week and make sure you go live or share something. It doesn't have to be a live video, every single week on that same day related to real estate. So you want to show up at least once a week for your real estate business. Maybe every Monday you're going to post a real estate update, and you do it every single week. Start with one day a week. Once you get that down and you're consistent with that, you can add on, and you can add on other days. So maybe every Friday you're going to showcase a new listing or a tip for real estate, and you do it every single Friday. Now you have every Monday consistently, and now you have every Friday consistently. All right, thanks, Carly. She says she's signing off. So a lot of people are signed off. I've answered all the questions that I could, I think, that came up. If you have more, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this webinar, and I hope to see you guys next week in the YouTube webinar. Again, keep in mind, it really does help me if you can give me positive feedback, whether it is a review on Facebook or Google. It helps me significantly be able to create more of these for you, because more people will want me to do this. So definitely keep that in mind if you want to see more of these free webinars for you guys. Again, sponsorships is what I rely on to be able to do these for free. So again, this one was sponsored by SDAR, but anyone else can sponsor one, even yourself, your lender, your escrow. But if you help me get sponsors, I'll be able to do more of these webinars for you guys and get more free resources for you. So thank you guys so much for joining in. Melody Tao here with Marketing Melody, marketing your way to success. And I will see you next week for our Facebook or for our YouTube webinar partnered with SDAR.